In this video, we're going to talk about percent greater than 100. We'll use the example of 125%. Now, since this percent is greater than 100, what this means is that I have more than a whole. On this grid, I have 100 out of 100 little squares shaded. If I have 100 out of 100 shaded, that is the whole thing. This whole thing is shaded. That would be 100%. 100%. Okay, but if I have 125%, that means I have more than a whole shaded. I have one whole shaded plus some more, and I have 25 out of the 100 shaded on this grid. So that's 125%, or 125 per 100, right? Since percent means per 100. I can write that using a percent symbol, 125%. Now, let's write this as a fraction. I can use this terminology to write this as a ratio or as a fraction. 125 would be my numerator, the number on top, per 100. 125 per 100, or 125 over 100. So this would be a fraction to represent the shaded region. I can simplify this by dividing both the top and the bottom by 25, since both the top and the bottom are divisible by 25. On the top, I would have 125 divided by 25 is 5, and on the bottom, 100 divided by 25 is 4. So I have 5 over 4, which is an improper fraction, since the top number is bigger than the bottom number, which is correct because that tells me that 5/4 represents this, which is bigger than 100, or bigger than a whole, and that's what I need because I have a percent greater than 100. Okay, now I have a percent, I have a fraction in simplest form. Now to find the decimal, what I'm going to do is come down here and we're going to use percent to decimal. Now when I write this, I'm going to put D first and then P because that's like alphabetical order, right? D comes before P in the alphabet. If I know the percent, which is 125, to take it to a decimal, I'm going to go 2 places to the left with the decimal. So I'm looking at 125%. The decimal is right here after the last number. I'm going 2 to the left. 1, 2. And there's the new decimal point. So 1.25. Now remember, whenever you move the decimal 2 places to the left, that is the exact same thing as dividing by 100. So 125 divided by 100 would be 1.25. So that would be decimal form. 1.25. Which I can read the decimal as 1 and 25 hundredths. 1 meaning one whole, and 25 hundredths meaning 25 out of the 100. 1 and 25 hundredths. That's decimal form. And then to go from decimal to percent, I know that we already know the percent, but let's just say we knew 1.25, and we want to take 1.25 to a percent. I'm going to move the decimal 2 places to the right. I start at D and I go to P. So I'm going 2 places to the right with my decimal. 1, 2. And so I have 125%. And remember, whenever you go 2 places to the right with your decimal, you are multiplying by 100. So here we have these 3 forms. We have 125%. We have 5/4 in simplest form, and we have 1.25. All of these represent 125%, which is greater than the whole, to represent this shaded region.